So human beings have this instinct to want to procreate, to want to carry on their genes, carry on their bloodline, carry on their family name. They want to have a kid because that's what they've always been told is just what you do in this world is, you meet someone, you have a kid, you start a family. You want to see what this baby's going to look like. Ooh, is it going to look like me? Or, oh, is it going to be a boy or a girl or what? Or what? Right? But the reality is, please, please, for the love of love, for the love of all of humanity, do not bring a child into this world. Because having a baby is the most selfish, heartless, egotistical thing that a human being can do. To bring a child into this horrible, hellish world that we live in. Okay? So please, please make a vow, make a promise that you will never, ever bring a child into this world. All right? Because let me tell you something about this world. Why would I say that? Because, y'all, take a look around you at the state of this world, for one thing. This world is ending. This planet is being destroyed. This world is nothing but pain and misery and suffering and slavery and war and murder and all kinds of other evil shit. Why on earth would you want to subject an innocent human being to going through all the torment that this world provides? Because that's all this world provides is torment, okay? And let me tell you, one of the worst, most evil things in the history of humankind is our pleasure center, our reward mechanism, right? We eat chocolate and, ooh, we feel good. Or we have sex and we have an orgasm and, oh, it feels so good. Or, we do a drug and, oh, it feels so good. Or, we do see a cool sunset or go for a walk. Oh, it feels so good. Right? Now, let me tell you something about pleasure. Pleasure is fleeting. It is fleeting. It is here 1 second and gone the next. That's what pleasure is. Pleasure is a joke. It's a trick and it's an illusion. It's a carrot in front of the horse to keep you being a slave, to keep you being in this evil world, to keep you bringing more humans into this evil world so that they can be turned into slaves and be tortured, all right, and tormented their whole lives, all right? Think about that. When you have sex and you have an orgasm, that orgasm, the pleasure of that orgasm lasts for like literally 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay? When you eat some chocolate ice cream, that pleasure lasts for like, what, a minute or two? And then it's over. Okay? Pleasure doesn't stay. There's no way to get pleasure to just stay, okay? But let me tell you what is very prominent in this world, and that is pain. Pain and suffering last a lot longer than pleasure does. All right? Anybody who's ever been in pain, maybe they have a tooth pain or any other kind of pain, chronic pain, or they've been injured, they will tell you pain is constant. It is constant. It lasts forever and ever and ever. Unlike pleasure, right? Pleasure lasts for like 2 seconds. And then you're fooled into thinking, wow, that was so great. It's so worth it to be in this hellhole. Because I experienced like a couple moments of fleeting pleasure amongst all this other torture and slavery and pain and anguish. All right? Now, why? How is that ever worth it? There aren't a million pleasurable things in this world worth suffering through all the other pain and agony and slavery that this world is made of. All right? So think about that. People are egotistical. They want to have kids so they can carry on their bloodline and carry on their name. For what? Why would you want your family to continue to be subjected to this torture and slavery and misery? Okay? There's no happy endings in this world. None. Everybody gets sick and fucking dies. A horrible, agonizing, painful fucking death. Okay? That's what you're condemning your child to when you have them. Pain, misery, suffering, torture, and death. Ultimately, death. Okay? But no, these parents, they think, oh, look, I could take them to Disney World and we can watch a movie. They'll love those movies and video games and all the stuff I love, they'll love too. And oh, it's not worth it. There ain't a movie in this world worth existing in this world for. There isn't a video game in this world worth existing in this world for and going through all this torment and slavery and torture. All right? So please think about that. Do not condemn another human being to this evil fucking existence. This existence filled with nothing but misery. Who gives a fuck if there's fleeting moments of pleasure here and there? Do you really want your kid to have to work 7 days a week, 2 jobs, just to have rent and not have anything that they actually want or need? Okay? Fuck that shit. Do not condemn your child to this fucking world. Okay? But if you want to be a parent really bad, you want to be a father, a mother, or a parent in general, adopt. If you are financially stable and you are emotionally stable and you are mentally stable, then by all means, please adopt children that are already born. If you want to be a parent, adopt. Do you know how many innocent, poor kids, lovely, beautiful, sweet human beings are out there wishing that they had a parent, out there wishing that they had someone to take care of them, a family, a future. Okay, please go out and adopt. Don't be egotistical. Don't say, no, I want to have my own kids so my DNA can go into the next generation. You know, what they don't tell you about DNA and what you get from your parents and your forefathers and all that bullshit, what they don't tell you is when you have a kid, that kid doesn't inherit all your good characteristics, like all the things that are positive about you and all your talents and all this and that. No. What they inherit is all the mistakes. They inherit all the mistakes that your great-great-grandparents made, that your great-great-great-grandparents made, that your grandparents made, that your parents made, and that you made. All right, and then they're born and they're forced to have to deal with all that. They're forced to learn the lessons that the family members that came before them never could learn. Okay? Or didn't learn at the time of their DNA turning into a human. All right? So not only are you subjecting these human beings to a life of misery and slavery and torture and pain and ultimately death, but you're also forcing them to deal with all the baggage of you and your parents and your grandparents and your grandparents' parents. So don't do it. Don't do it, okay? If you accidentally get pregnant, it is so much better. Think about that. Think about your kid being 48 years old and finding out they have cancer, one of the most painful cancers in the world, and they're suffering, and they never got to retire, and they were a slave their whole life, and they're going through the most miserable, agonizing death possible. Think about that. And think about what you could be saving them from by having an abortion. If you get pregnant on accident, get a motherfucking abortion. Okay? Do not subject another member of your family to living in this hellish hellhole. All right? This is not a place for human beings. This is a place where human beings are being subjugated and raped and tortured and enslaved and put through misery and torture their whole lives and be poisoned and experimented on and ultimately die horrible, agonizing, painful deaths. Do not subject your child to this. If you have an instinct to be a parent and you want to raise children, adopt. Adopt one child. Adopt 10 children. Adopt as many children as you can afford to handle and take care of and raise. Okay? Because yes, there are human beings that are brought into this world that need you, that need a family, that need a parent, okay? More than you need to see your genes go into the future or to see your bloodline extend into the future. You should be proud that no one in your bloodline will ever again be subjected to the horrors and torture and pain of this world, and that you've decided instead to adopt children who are already born into this world so that you can give them a hope at a better life, at a chance of being loved and taken care of. Okay? Adopt, adopt, adopt. If you are financially stable, mentally stable, emotionally stable, and feel like you are a good parent, then by all means, please adopt. But please do not bring a child into this world anyway, okay? You couldn't pay me $1 million to have a kid in this world. Not $1 million fucking dollars. All right? I don't give a shit. I am proud. You know that I'm the last living member of my family that can carry on the bloodline and the last name. So the Lefevre family dies with me. The bloodline and the name dies with me, right? So, and I don't care. I am proud. I am proud to be able to declare that no more Lefevres will suffer in this fucking world and go through all this pain and trauma and torture and slavery and death. Okay? And if I'm in a position where I can take on the responsibility of being a parent someday, I will adopt. I will adopt someone who needs a father, who needs someone as their family, who is already born. Okay? Because I am not selfish. I don't need to see some baby come out looking like me. It doesn't matter, okay? It's egotistical. It's selfish. You think about the pain that innocent person is going to go through their entire lives. And I promise you, the pain outweighs the fucking pleasure. When you are sitting there in the most agonizing pain you could ever imagine, there aren't any memories of going to Disneyland or eating a fucking ice cream cone or having sex that make that pain go away. It doesn't. It doesn't, dude. It doesn't. It doesn't make the suffering go away. Doesn't make the slavery go away. Doesn't make this world is fucked. Okay? Do not bring a kid into this world. Period. Please. Please do it for your child. Okay? If you get pregnant, get an abortion. Do it right away as soon as you find out. Okay? Because you cannot subject any more human beings to this shit. And the people that are enslaving us all, the evil motherfuckers that are enslaving all of us, they want us to breed. They want us to keep making babies. So they'll have slaves and people they can traffic for their own sick, nasty, evil needs. Okay? So don't give it to them. Don't provide them with that shit anymore. Don't let your family become slaves, okay? Let your bloodline end. Let it end. Okay? Your bloodline doesn't deserve to be put through this anymore. Period. Okay? There is no happy ending in this world for anybody. It's misery and torture all the way through until it gets even worse and worse and worse, and then you're gone. Do not subject anyone to that. Because these little fleeting moments of pleasure, eating chocolate and watching movies and playing video games and having sex, being in love, making friends with animals. There's beautiful shit in this world, but don't get it twisted, dog. It's trauma. It's misery. Okay? They say it's better to love than lost than to have never loved at all, but that's easy to say, bro. Okay? That's easy to say when you're not going through agonizing pain, or, you're living on the streets, or you're a slave every day with no breaks, and you can't even afford to get anything you want. All you can do is put a roof over your head. You can't even afford health care. All right? Don't bring a kid into a world where there's a healthcare system, a for-profit healthcare system, where they profit off of your sickness. All right? Those who profit off of sickness will never want health. Okay? Those who profit off of war will never want peace. All right? Do you want your kid to die in a nuclear holocaust or some other terrorist attack or some other bullshit? No. The only way to prevent that from happening is don't have a kid. Okay? Period. So, please take what I'm saying to heart. Please consider what I'm saying, because it's not a joke, y'all. Have love for your unborn kids and don't bring them here. They don't want to be here. There isn't one pleasurable experience or a million pleasurable experiences that are worth the pain and suffering that this world gives you and will give your child. Trust me. Trust me, it ain't worth it, bro. It's not worth it at all. Think about it. Think about it.